special guest today on the show. Another episode of Players of the New School. Today we have Camilla. Camilla is the...
Hello.
Hey, Camilla. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm so excited to be a part of the show.
We are so excited to have you. For those of you who do not know Camilla, Camilla has just been slaying with her interviewing skills and is out here basically a peer of mine. I genuinely look up to her. I wish I had the same tenacity as she did at her age. Camilla, tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 9 years old, just turned 9.
Just turned 9. When was your birthday?
Oh, March, so sort of, but still getting used to being 9.
Got you. Okay. Wait, so you gotta tell us what you did for your birthday.
Okay, so at that point we were all in quarantine, so it was definitely different, but definitely still one of my favorite birthdays. My mom made this delicious, in a pool of rainbow sprinkles cake. It was delicious, and then my parents put together a Zoom call of all my friends and families, just there to celebrate my birthday with me. And I was just in shock of all the people, just scrolling through. And that was one of the definite highlights. And then my favorite part of my birthday, I had one of my role models. You can see her right here in my logo. Natasha Cloud called me to wish me a happy 9th birthday. My dad set that up for me. So that was just a great experience. I would not even have imagined it, but my birthday was awesome.
That is so cool. Shout out to Natasha Cloud. Is she your favorite player?
Yes.
Okay, that's really cool. You definitely picked an awesome player to be fans of. So Washington Mystics, is that your favorite team too?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm still a Liberty fan. I would say my Mystics are my number 1 team. Liberty with a close second.
Okay, gotcha. Because Liberty's the home team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who's your favorite Liberty player?
Well, right now I would say Sabrina Ionescu.
Okay.
But last year I would say Tina Charles, but now she's on the Mystics. So I'll go Sabrina right now.
Okay. It's not a bad. I mean, if she has to go to another team, obviously you want her to go to the Mystics, right? So, you're winning. So
Yes.
Tell everybody how you got started even interviewing basketball stars.
Well, was it now 2 summers ago? I wanted to bring attention to the WNBA because I thought it was important that people knew that this league is out there, that these players are inspiring. So I interviewed many of the league star players and coaches just to get advice and ask some questions and to try to promote the league. That's when I really started.
Okay, you're doing an amazing job. You started back when I started, and I did some in college too, but you're definitely going to be able to do some and, all the way up through college. You're going to get all the opportunities to continue to do pro, college, high school, whatever you want to do. The sky's the limit. Do you actually play basketball?
I do play basketball. The sport I love, the activity I love. I just love everything about it. I love watching. I love crossing people over. I love to score. And I was recently in my first organized basketball league, where luckily I had so far the best coach I've had, also the only coach I've had. But my dad was my coach, and he has always pushed me to be better. So that was just a great experience having him as my coach. I got to connect and make friends on my team, and I also got to learn and got better. And I actually had my first game experience of basketball, which was really a game changer for my skills.
That's awesome. I'm excited. Is there footage? Is there footage of you actually playing basketball?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There's footage.
Awesome. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Definitely need to see what you're talking about. The handles. You got the handles. So
I'm working on the handles right now since I don't have a hoop and I'm stuck in my apartment. Okay. I've definitely been getting better with the handles.
That's awesome. Practice makes perfect, and that's just with anything. Of course, you know that. I guess my question is, when it comes to what you've been doing, so many adults and kids look up to you. How do you handle that type of responsibility, with people who look up to you?
Wow, such a good question. I mean, I've never really thought that people would look up to me since, I mean, I got an email from one of my friends that told me that she thought I was semi-famous. I was like, wow, I can really make a difference. So, I mean, that was really what dawned on me. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this because I want to make sure that kids that look up to me, thank you for thank you for looking up to me. And two, I mean, I just think I take my role as a leader as one of the most important parts of me because, I mean, I just think it's so important that we have people from voices from different religions, cultures, backgrounds, skin tones, hair types, and ages to make a difference because then there's somebody for every different type of person to look up to.
Oh my goodness. Out of the mouth of babes, I couldn't have said it better myself, sweetheart. You were so smart and you were so aware. And I'm so excited for your generation because y'all are really going to make such a huge difference. And you kind of you really get it. With everything going on right now, we need leaders. You know what I'm saying? So it's awesome to see you out here leading in your own way, especially through sports. It's so necessary. Never stop that drive that you have. I just want to encourage you. Um, in terms of everything going on, of course, I'm not sure if, you've heard the news yet or not about the WNBA season. And
Yes, I actually have. I'm very excited. I'm excited and curious as to what it's gonna be. I'm like almost certain there will be no fans, so it's gonna be tough for me because the place, like one of my most joyous places, is at WNBA games. But I mean, through screens right now, you can pretty much do anything. So I'm very excited to hopefully watch a lot of these games on TV. And I'm curious to see like how what the players feel about this because I know there's some controversy going on in the NBA about whether if they would play that would take away from the movement considering like Black Lives Matter that's going on. And I was just wondering about like if the WNBA players were having that and if there would be if that would be part of a decision of a reason why they might not play because I know there's no like absolute certainty that they're going to play. So I was really wondering about that. But other than that, I'm very excited to have the season up and running. I mean, one of my favorite things ever is to watch and be a part of the WNBA. And so I'm very excited if they do come back to watch.
yes, I mean it's definitely a lot going on. You're right. A lot of controversy. It's going to be interesting to see how the season kicks off and what players decide to do because I mean, as you know, some players are going to end up, playing that at least this week. Players are going to determine whether or not they want to play or not this season. It's only going to be 22 games. So, it'll definitely be interesting to see how I think it'll be interesting to see how history reflects on this particular season because some people are like, well, will there be a asterisk next to this season in terms of how people feel about, well, do we really count this season or do we consider this season a season or not? So it's going to be interesting to see where this, in like 5 years from now, how we reflect on this season, because I know oftentimes with history, we often look back at it and we see it very differently years from now. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see. How are you planning on doing your interviews differently now that the WNBA season is going to basically be isolated and kind of remote for a lot of media?
I mean, I think just thinking about that, it's like the commentators, like some of the people who inspire me the most are commentators. And I mean, I guess one of the ways I'm doing that is my talk show. I mean, you see the logo in the background, Dish with Pepper. So, I mean, that show is really the main way I've been interviewing remotely. And it's really been a great experience for me and hopefully everybody that's been watching my show. I mean, I've interviewed, you can see some of the people in the back in my logo. I interviewed Katie Smith, Hall of Famer. I mean, that was a great interview. I interviewed Ari Chambers, who's a journalist for Bleacher Report, and so many other amazing women. And I mean, I think that's what I've been doing. And I think that's so important that we make sure that people are that this COVID, what's going on, doesn't shut down the leaders in the world. We need to find a way to like build ourselves back up and continue to be amazing, make a change.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Definitely change. I'm excited that we're changing also for your generation because y'all deserve the best, as we all do. I want to kind of break away real quickly. I want to talk. Is your dad still there?
Yes.
Okay. Dad, can we bring you in?
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. I just wanted to quickly ask you, so what, I know a lot of parents don't feel like they necessarily need to invest that time with their child, especially when it comes to sports, because it's one of those things you can easily do from the house, but you've really gone out of, I shouldn't say go out of your way, but you really have gone all out to make sure that, not only is your daughter invested in the league, but she's invested in herself and her future with this. And I think it's so commendable. And I'm just curious, what really got you invested in your family, invested in making sure she really kind of not only took off, but really took her time with making sure she had everything she needed to be one of the journalists on the WNBA beat?
I think for me, she has always been curious. She's always asked a lot of questions, and we have always been of the mindset that we're going to try our best to answer those questions, even if we need to do research, if we had to ask somebody else to bring that information back to her. It's so important to kind of feed that hunger, that desire to learn. And I remember Camilla having this opportunity, this question about basketball, and I said, you know what, you should ask so-and-so about it. And then I realized, I guess we could always just try to contact people and see if they would actually be willing to answer some of her questions. And I give a lot of credit to the New York Liberty giving Camilla her very first opportunity to interview someone, Sugar Rogers, who was so gracious. This is now, I think, 3 years ago, and gave her an opportunity to ask some questions. She wrote down questions. She wanted to know about Sugar, so we read a little bit about her, and she wrote down some notes. And it's kind of led to this desire to learn more about people, to promote the league in a positive way. And it's something that she genuinely wants to do when she gets older. So I feel like it's my duty as a dad to support her interests. And if it takes just sending an email to someone, that's a pretty easy thing. If they say yes, great. If they say no, that's fine too. But so many people have said yes. So many organizations have been really supportive of her and her interests. I think that's one of the things that I have enjoyed most about the WNBA. And I've been a fan. I was one of the original season ticket holders for the Liberty back in the day, and always dreamed of being able to take my child to games. So it is kind of a dream come true for me. And it's cool that she is the fourth generation of my family to attend games. I used to go with my grandmother and my mother. Wow. And now she goes. So that's how important it has been for our family. But yeah, the league has just been so supportive of her. She genuinely has people who look out for her that play in the league or coach in the league.
Like I mentioned, Natasha Cloud.
And Katie Smith.
Katie Smith too.
And Bree January. And so some people really kind of taking her under their wing to look out for her. So for me, it was just doing what I can, and now the league is kind of supported her and given her those opportunities as well, and it's been just wonderful to watch. So I feel like I had the easy part, just supporting her and sending the occasional emails and having some phone calls every now and then. And to me, that's pretty easy. But yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You have a great dad, sweetheart, great family supporting you. Oh man, and mine is so funny because as soon as she said my dad coached, I was there thinking my dad was. He let me know I'm never gonna coach. I was like, I love you, but I can't coach you. So that lets me know, you have a great dad. My dad's great too. He coached my brother, but me and my dad are too much alike. He was like, I can't coach you. But that's awesome, and I'm encouraged just seeing y'all together, especially seeing her at games. And like you said, the league has genuinely embraced her. It's so beautiful to see. You don't get this in a lot of leagues. You really don't. Sometimes it's one of those kind of pass by sort of things where people give kids high fives and they keep going and stuff like that. But this is like I've never seen anything like this. This is awesome. Camilla, what do you have to say to kids? What's the last, this is going to be my last question outside of what advice would you give kids your age?
I mean, this is something I've been thinking about a lot. But I mean, I think it's so important that children, they embrace who they are, because I know I'm Black and I know I have curly hair, and I know that's probably passed down from the Black side of my family, and I know about our culture. I know about, and I think that's important that people know, the children understand where they come from, because in my opinion, the only way to go forward is to know how you got there and to know how the generations before you got there. And then I would also say that don't make sure that you're always kind to others is like the golden rule, because they might not be kind to you, and you want to make sure that you have a circle of people, luckily like I do, that support you, because that circle could disappear if the second you are not kind to them. So I think being kind to your peers and the people even like the people you look up to and your parents is so important.
I couldn't have said it better myself, sweetheart. I'm just so proud of you. Where can Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. I'm sorry. You speak like so many. I wish so many people would speak like you do. I really do. I think it's absolutely beautiful that you are so kind and so smart and just so brilliant and so aware. Your parents done an amazing job with you. I cannot say that enough.
Yes.
Where can everybody find you online? Where can they find your videos? Let them know.
Okay, so my talk show's on my dad's Instagram, which is the Brown Gothite. And my dad also has a blog where there are like a bunch of articles about me, the some that I've written. The blog is also the Brown Gothite. And that's where you can find me online. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, hey, until next time, I'm looking forward to catching up with you during the season. Once the season starts, I'll probably hit you up again to just kind of get your input about the few games that we've seen, and kind of get your feedback and see who you think is going to end up winning it all this year. Do you already have any predictions as to who's going to win it all this year?
Well, I know that there were a lot of players hurt, including like both Schubert and Brianna Stewart. I think the Storm are definitely a contestant, and I would say, I know this is kind of like they're my team, but the Mystics, because now they have Tina Charles, and like she's just like an amazing powerhouse. So I mean, I think those two teams and the Aces definitely too. I mean, they have so much talent. So they're the three teams.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. So look forward to catching up with you later and seeing how right you are. All right. You take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Y'all stay safe, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon, girl.
Yes.